The worst part and the most painful part about this is I kind of see the resemblance, but I digress. No. Do you know what I wish Roy Keane would do? I wish he would act like every other old man in his 50s, sit in front of his patio and yell at kids, "Get off my lawn," instead of yelling at Manchester United players. I think somebody needs to check on Roy Keane because there must be something seriously wrong with this guy. I remember back in the day where he got a compliment from Sir Alex Ferguson, and then he got upset, saying it's his job. What is he supposed to do? He's not normal. I don't think this guy is normal. First of all, he might just be going senile, and I think he's old, but he's not old enough to be delusional. If what Bruno Fernandes said was not caught in 4K in front of everybody in camera, we would have thought that Bruno Fernandes was this egotistical captain that just wanted to chase his assist. He literally misquoted him in this video.
After the game, he got interviewed, and he said in his interview, the captain of Man United, he said, "Yeah, a few times I probably should have." He said this himself, "I should have shot, but I made them passes." Wow.
There was probably moments today that I should have passed instead of shoot, and still I got the shot.
And then Bruno Fernandes came in and stood up for himself and replied in the Diary of a CEO podcast
that I don't mind the criticism. I don't like when people lie about things that I say, because this is like, it goes a little bit over the top of the things that I think are acceptable. What I don't like is that people make their own words on what I say, and it's not true.
And then he goes ahead and posts this picture of a donkey, which, by the way, I'm a big Bruno fan, and I don't think Roy Keane's behavior is excusable. But choosing the donkey here was crazy work. I must just say this. The worst part and the most painful part about this is I kind of see the resemblance, but I digress. No. Man United legends, you guys need to chill. It's only the Man United legends that behave like this. And the only thing I can think of is maybe they're just chasing clout. But I think at your big grown age, you should not be clout chasers. You guys are Man United legends. You are inherently clout. Your association with the club and the history already gives you enough clout. All of these things you're doing right now just feels like pageantry. And the thing with Roy Keane is, if Gary Neville does it, I know he's playing a game. I don't take him seriously. That guy is a sellout, okay? That guy is sold out from the very start. But with Roy Keane, I've always seen him as someone that's more authentic. So when he's behaving like this, I'm thinking to myself, what exactly is going on? Does he need to be checked? He behaves like an African father. You get a 90% on the test, you come back home, say what? What happened to the remaining 10%? You expect me to give you a cookie. My friend, would you get out of here? That is the kind of vibe he's giving. Even, let's just say for the sake of argument, that Bruno Fernandes was trying to chase the assist record. What's so wrong with that? If he didn't chase the assist record, what exactly would we be playing for? We are not in the title race. We were not in the FA Cup. We were knocked out of every competition. We had one game a week. And by that time of the season, we were already solidified as third place. We were going to the Champions League. Mission done. Anything that we could have accomplished after the blunder at the beginning of the season, we already accomplished. What more do you want from the dude? And why is it that you don't go for Luke Shaw? You don't go for the people who are actually not performing well. You go for Bruno Fernandes. Okay, fair. You might be like he's the captain and that is why. Fair enough. But he's the best thing that's happened to the club. And let's just be real. Every Manchester United fan was rooting for Bruno Fernandes. See, even the players were rooting for Bruno Fernandes. It gave us some sort of joy, something to cheer for in a season that is kind of dark. Now, I understand that as Roy Keane is a legend, he's used to a certain standard. But you have to understand something. Even Roy Keane cannot captain this group of players to the Premier League title. Not only was Roy Keane a great leader, but he also had a great squad of players around him. And he also had one of the greatest managers, if not, I would actually check one of the greatest managers in football history and the greatest manager in Premier League history, okay? You and your Pep, all you people with your Pep agenda, you guys can go sit down. Pep had a send-off and they couldn't even do an actual parade on the streets. They had to do it indoors. That just tells you that there's levels to this. Anyways, I digress. I'm just being petty now. Let me stay on point. My ADHD is acting up. Roy Keane, brother, I don't know who offended you. I don't know what Bruno did to you. I don't know. At this point, it feels like you're just being bitter. It just feels like you're being salty. It's not his fault that he's getting the things that you couldn't get, all right? You're always aggressive. You're always abrasive. And I guess when you were doing it to the ops, I did not really care. But now that you're directing your fangs at us, I don't understand. Do you hate Man United? I understand Ferguson rubbed you the wrong way, but what did Bruno have to do with it? What did we have to do with it? I just feel like you're just tone deaf. I miss the good old days where you were not on social media, where you didn't even know what Instagram was. Now you're subtweeting. Who taught you how to subtweet? You should go and be playing checkers, doing the things that regular old people do. Now you're on podcasts, you're everything else. Talking about attention, are you talking about yourself? Because you didn't used to behave like this. a small spotlight shine on your head now. Now you're acting brand new. I don't understand, Roy Keane. Eh? This is beneath you. I'll be honest with you. I'm seriously disappointed, Roy Keane. Not that you care about my opinion, but very disappointed. As a man at your big grown age, you're posting on Instagram. Are you not embarrassed? Come on, do better. Bruno Fernandes, Captain Magnifico, just broke a record with this crop of players. Mind you, there's a 7-minute compilation of Bruno Fernandes's created chances not being put away. That's what I meant to say. I don't even know. I don't even want to speak anymore. Roy Keane, this is what you're doing to me. I made a video about this, right? You could go check it. The 7-minute compilation of Bruno Fernandes creating chances for his players and they not converting it. 7 minutes. Let that sink in. So the fact that he was able to still break the record despite our players not turning up. I remember one game, was it against Liverpool? Was it Fulham or was it Nottingham Forest? Bruno could have gotten better assists in that game. But they were not converting it. He was able to equal the assist then. But instead of you to give credit where it's due, now you're being bitter. I feel like Roy Keane could actually look at the rainbow and somehow criticize the colors of a rainbow. I don't think that is far-fetched. You know, I finally understand why this man was getting red cards when he was playing. And I think because in punditry, there are no referees. That's why he's just going crazy. What he's doing right now is like a two-footed tackle in an actual football game on his own player, right? Because he fought with Peter Schmeichel. I don't know if you people know about this. This guy has always been kind of chaotic, all right? He bears his fangs at anyone depending on how he feels. And I just feel as a leader that he was, this is not how you should carry yourself and conduct yourself. You're a very big pundit. You could put your emotions aside. We should not have Arsenal legends like Thierry Henry giving Bruno Fernandes his flowers, calling him Bruno Fernandes. I don't think Roy Keane has ever said anything positive about Bruno Fernandes. Just because he's not like you doesn't mean he's a bad leader. We can never have another Roy Keane, the same way we can never have another Bruno Fernandes, and we can never have another Casemiro. We can have other players that can come and put their mark and influence our team in a different way. For example, we've never had a Kobe Mainoo. We don't know what Kobe Mainoo is going to grow to be, but we never had a Kobe Mainoo. And since Carrick left the club, we've never had another Carrick. Every player is going to show some sort of individuality. And God forbid Roy Keane sees the video Bruno Fernandes just did with Nico or Milana. Oh my God. If Roy Keane sees that video, it is over. He would write a whole essay. He would write a whole thesis on how much Bruno Fernandes is the worst player in the world. Because I don't even understand what it is. He was chasing the assist record. What else did he need him to chase? The win? What does the win do for us? Most Man United fans would have taken a loss just to see Bruno Fernandes break that record. Because the odds of him winning the honors that he deserves based on his caliber, based on what he brings to the game, he might not win it with Man United. Maybe under Carrick, maybe a good summer, maybe next season it's different. But as it stands right now, this is the only way he writes his name in the Premier League history. So I can understand why he would want to chase that. And the reason also why the fans and the players want that for him. Because since they couldn't give him the league, they couldn't give him the honors like the Champions League, at least they can give him that. At least when we look back in time, 10 years, 20 years from now, they look, oh, who holds the record for the most assists in a Premier League season? Oh, Bruno Fernandes. Who is that guy? That is what it was about. That was why Bruno Fernandes was going for the record. That is why we were all cheering him on. And the worst part is you misquoted him. You lied. You straight up told a lie. And like I said earlier, you're not old enough to be senile. You told a lie. It's okay. You watched something, your bias and your hate for Bruno Fernandes, which I cannot completely understand, led you to misinterpret what he said. So, normally, someone who's old is usually wise. And when you have wisdom, you do the wise thing and apologize, own up to your mistake. You can still criticize him and say he's not the captain you want, that you don't like him, but at least show some accountability. Right now, you're moving like a hypocrite. Roy Keane, do better. our Manchester United legends in general just do better. Also, can someone log him out of the social accounts? I feel like at a certain age, maybe you shouldn't be on social media. Not to be ageist or anything, but I feel like Roy Keane had the right idea when he was staying away from Instagram, Twitter, and everything. I'm pretty sure it was one of his kids that probably posted that on his behalf. He probably doesn't even know how to post that, like generate something like that and post it on Instagram. Because that looked AI. Because that donkey was too. It looked familiar, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. Anyways, it's been the realistic red. I just wanted to come out here and air my thoughts about this Roy Keane thing. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Roy Keane was right in his rant and in his blatant lie? I don't even think anybody would say he was right on that. I feel like a lie is a lie. It was caught in 4K. There was a video evidence. So it is what it is. But Roy Keane, just shut up, man. Respectfully. All right, just shut up. Anyways, I'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm a small YouTuber that helps my channel grow. So yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.